Hey everybody, I'm Liz Larson with the Cogno Movement System. And my question for you today is, are you living your purpose? So there's a big reason I ask. We just finished the Cogno Conscious seminar, and one of the biggest things that people wrote down as a goal is to find their purpose and to start living on their purpose. Now, this is a whole group of amazingly high level, conscious, awake, aware people already. And yet, many of them still were not sure what their purpose is, meaning they don't know what they want to be doing in their life that feels really, really fulfilling. So let me say that again. Being on purpose is knowing what you're doing in life is of service to others and that it's really, really fulfilling and nourishing to your soul as well. So many of us made decisions early on about the kind of education that we'd have, which led to the kind of job we have. And for many of us, that's not really fitting us anymore. As our consciousness grows, as our awareness grows, as our love really grows, we feel that we're not exactly in the place that we want to be in terms of being of service. So ask yourself this question: is the work that you're doing now, does it feel like being on purpose to you? So at Cogno Movement, we try to explain this work that we do, and it becomes difficult because there's a list of mile long that you can use it for. And so I wanted to talk to you guys today, share with you some of the things that most people don't think about when they think about using this program, this kind of work, and to see if it might get closer for you to being on purpose, to being of service in a way that feels really nourishing to you. So lots of times when we think about being of service to others, we think about maybe being a therapist or even a life coach, but to some of us that doesn't feel great, or maybe you already are a therapist or a life coach, and that's not quite fitting for you either. Well, there's so many ways that you can help somebody be on service by adjusting their nervous system, helping them adjust their automatic responses. Really, that's what we do at Cogno Movement is we help people change their automatic responses, the driver within the body. And yeah, of course, we can use this for things like trauma, a better mood, better energy, a different perspective, changing your life, changing your relationships. That's all true. And it's amazing at that. And those people who are using it that way are getting dramatic and incredible results. Even people who are just doing it for themselves with our basic training program. But there are other things that are also super, super exciting that you can do when you know how to work the body's fight or flight system, how to work the nerves between the brain and the body to create change. So I actually wrote a list so I could remember all of them because there's so many. One is athletes. Athletes have to use their nervous system in conjunction with their muscles to create automatic responses. That's why athletes train, is so that that muscle memory is automatic. Well, with Cogno Movement, we can create that instantly. My nephew's recently been using Cogno Movement himself, just using the basic system because he's a pitcher and he does it before he warms up for practice or for a game. And he's increased his speed by, I think it's 4 or 5 miles an hour in a short period of time. Now, I don't know baseball, but I've heard that that's significant. And that's above and beyond his fastest time. So athletes have so many things that they need to train in their body, so many micro movements that they can use this to create instant change and to map in those movements. You could help them do that. The other things that athletes and many, many other performers have is, stage fright, performance anxiety, going out on the field, can create a nervous reaction, and you can help shift that. If you've had a big loss, if an athlete's had a big loss, sometimes they can't get back out there and feel confident again. You can help fix that very, very quickly and easily. There's other things that athletes have issues with, and those go back to some more of those emotional things, like if they've had a fight with their coach or if they've had an injury that they can't seem to get past. You could be a specialist just for athletes using the Cognomovement system. To some of you, I know your heart just lifted, and that sounds like a lot of fun. And guess what? You don't have to know anything about sports. If you do, that's fantastic. So maybe you are already a coach, maybe you're already a trainer, and you want to wait to serve on a deeper level. This is it. The Cognomovement system is the ticket. It's incredible. People can be stronger in minutes, more flexible in minutes, more coordinated in minutes. Their balance can be better in minutes, literally. If this is for you, reach out to us at cognomovement.com or info@cognomovement and find out how to be a Cognomovement practitioner for athletes. So musicians have all those same issues. They have performance anxiety. They need to memorize chord progressions and notes. And sometimes they have a hard time with that. Some musicians need help with reading music. Other musicians would just like to be ambidextrous, meaning have better control over their left and the right hand. That's right. You can do that with the Cognomovement system. As a practitioner, you can actually map in to a person's body the ability to be more ambidextrous. Think about it. But musicians also have performance anxiety, and the same thing, like maybe they've had a bad performance and they can't get past it, so they get stage fright. You can assist with this. There are so many things. You can change a voice very quickly. You can change the ability to play a certain run very, very quickly as a Cognomovement practitioner. And you can learn how to handle the emotions around this as well. If your heart just lit up because you would love to help musicians, you can do this with a Cognomovement practitionership. Okay, speakers, public speakers, all the same issues, performance anxiety, memory stuff, things with just having the confidence to get out there. You can help a person who needs to speak publicly do this. Now, this is a wide range of things. So politicians need this. Actors need this. And the list goes on. Anybody who's speaking publicly could use a dose of Cognomovement because it realigns the brain. It activates ideas and inspiration. It activates both hemispheres of the brain. It helps with coordination. It helps with the flow of language. So if your heart just lit up about the idea of helping speakers with the functionality stuff and with the emotional stuff, Cognomovement practitionership might be for you. All right, let's move on because the list is a mile long. Performers and actors, stage fright, a bad set, confidence issues, issues with the way a person looks. There are so many things that happen with an actor, especially someone who is in the public eye. Fear of fame is one of those things. Fear of speaking on camera, fear of being interviewed. All of these things can be assisted with a Cognomovement practitionership. Not to mention the manifesting part, getting parts, getting gigs, all of that can be assisted through Cognomovement. The reason is that our nervous systems are generating patterns all the time. And if it's a pattern that is not working for you, like you're not manifesting the gigs that you want, you're not manifesting the appointments that you want, a Cognomovement practitionership, you could assist these people in getting what they want as an actor. Okay, students. Are you someone who wants to help students, but you don't necessarily want to be a teacher, or you are a teacher and you want to be of greater service? Cognomovement helps with harmonizing the left and right side of the brain, activating parts of the brain that aren't exactly functioning well. So test results, test anxiety, learning. This helps, it activates the learning centers instantly. So when a person uses the cognitive movement system, the most basic one, their IQ goes up because they have more access to the brain, the harmonization of the brain. They have a calmer nervous system. The body's ready to learn. So you can help students of any age, of any kind. I've worked with people who are taking board exams, doctors, lawyers, teachers that need help. You could do this. Did your heart just light up thinking about being of service to those who are learning and need help getting themselves in the right state to learn? Then a Cognomovement practitionership is for you. All right, let's move on. Communication. So communications include things like speaking, public speaking, acting, but it also helps people who are trying to communicate with each other, families, kids, all sorts of people, because this is all a function of your nervous system and how you're reacting interpersonally. So you can really change the way people are communicating by using the Cognomovement system. Phobias and fears. That's just an automatic response. It really is. Somewhere your body learned to be afraid of something that's kind of irrational, but the body keeps doing it because that's what the body does. It's a flight or flight system, really natural, really good, until it interrupts your life. So as a Cognomovement practitioner, you can change this for people. People who are afraid to get on planes, people who are afraid of spiders, people who are afraid of public speaking, and the list goes on. This is what's available for you to be of service with this system. Have any of these lit you up yet? Really spoke to your heart? If they are, reach out to us, info@cognomovement.com. Set up an appointment to talk about how you can be on purpose, of service, by helping people change how their body is automatically responding. So it works in the way they want it to work, and then they can achieve their goals, and you can too. So cravings and weight loss. Cognomovement is expert at shifting cravings. You can use it even for some addictions. It works great because all of those things are just natural responses of the nervous system that can be shifted and adjusted if you are an expert in doing so. And that is what you become as a Cognomovement practitioner. All right. You can help other people find their purpose and be on their mission. If you're already a coach and you struggle with this, where you can talk about mission and purpose, but it doesn't necessarily stick because people may not have the self-esteem to really choose their purpose in life, to get out there and claim what really is their purpose. You as a Cognomovement practitioner can help them shift this. You can also help them shift into the part of their brain that has to do with ideas and inspiration to find the thing that really speaks to their heart. This isn't available any other way. You've got to be able to address the nervous system and get around its natural defenses. Our nervous systems are doing a good job. They're trying to defend us, but when we're trying to help, sometimes we need to get around that. In fact, all the time we do. And we need to be speaking to the person and who they really came to be on the planet. And to do that, we've got to shut off fight or flight. We've got to get that part of the body to calm down so we can get in and help that person find what they're really looking for. That person can be you with a Cognomovement practitionership. Okay, what else? Management, business, finance. All of these things can be served with a Cognomovement practitionership. You could actually be the person who knows how to go in and do team building exercises with this program. What manager doesn't want a cohesive team. To do that, you need to turn down the fight or flight. People are fighting against one another, oftentimes when they don't even mean to be, because their nervous systems are activated by the work environment. That is easily changed with a Cognomovement session. All kinds of CEOs need this to have the confidence to make decisions, to get past their own issues as well, with things like speaking, stage fright, decisions, having a clear mind, the ability to actually just have ideas and inspiration, creativity on demand when you need it is highly valuable. You can provide this to these CEOs, to these businesses as a Cognomovement practitioner. And you can do something that no one else can. You can do it for them and you can teach them how to access these parts of their brain and their nervous system to create bigger, better lives faster, easier, and automatically. You can create in them the automatic response that they want that serves them better in their business. Really, really important. You can help people get past fears about finances and money, and who doesn't have that? A lot of these are just responses learned or otherwise that you got when you were a kid. They don't even mean anything about you anymore. They're just automated responses, and you can help change this. As a Cognomovement practitioner, this can be your specialty and the way that you serve. If you don't think it's of high value to help people get past their money fears and to manifest the life that they want, then I'm not sure that you understand exactly what consciousness is about, because these fears stop people in their lives. They stop people from living the life they want. And if you can change that for people, you are on purpose. If that lights up your heart, if that's what makes you feel amazing, then that's being on purpose. That's being of service. You might be thinking now that you're changing the way you're thinking about being of service, because there's so many ways to just help someone's life be easier, softer, fuller, more, by helping them achieve the things that they want in their lives in all these little areas. This system is amazing for physical therapists who want to shift a little bit. Many physical therapists realize that the body's not moving the way they want it to because there's an emotional block. Physical therapists who are combining a Cognomovement practitionership with their physical therapy degrees and practice are having amazing, amazing success. In fact, many Cognomovement practitioners work in conjunction with physical therapists as well. Psychologists, speech therapists, these are all amongst the ranks of Cognomovement practitioners because they're found that they can serve their clientele so much faster and easier by combining the tools in this system, by knowing how to work the nervous system to create change. So I've given you guys an amazing lesson. This video is probably way too long, but I want you to think about, what do you want to do that's of service? What is there? What group of people very specifically would you serve if you could? What group is there that if you could change the way they think and feel because they want to, would you do it? Who would you help? Artists? What about artists? Can you imagine an ambidextrous artist? I can. I am one. And man, that's a good thing to have. Could you help an artist get past their stuck points like writer's block, like songwriter's block, like the inability to paint or get a project done? Would you serve the art community specifically if you could with this light up your heart? All of these are things that you can do with a Cognomovement practitionership. Right now it's mid-September and the next cycle will begin October 1st. And there is a significant discount if you get your practitionership, if you're enrolled before October 1st. The minute you enroll, you can get started. But the new cycle of live online classes and live in-person classes begin then. If you are thinking about what your purpose is and you want to chat with one of us about how you can use a system to be on purpose, to serve in the way that really lights you up, please reach out to us, info@cognomovement.com. All right, you guys, I would love to have you amongst our ranks. I would love to have you come in and become part of our family and join us in serving people to live the best life and to have the highest consciousness possible. It's important for the planet. All right, we'll see you guys again really soon.